Hello and welcome to Wisdom Forge. The evolution and architecture of the human brain. How our brain became uniquely human, an evolutionary perspective. Humans stand apart from all other species, not just for our ability to adapt to our environment, but for our extraordinary intellectual capabilities. While many animals accumulate knowledge and some even use tools with creativity, none come close to performing high-level abstract thinking like creating advanced mathematical concepts or composing emotionally moving stories. What truly sets humans apart isn't just tool use or problem solving, it's our ability to think symbolically, understand complex emotions, and work together through shared intentions. This intellectual superiority didn't appear overnight. It was the result of a series of evolutionary developments, particularly those linked to energy efficiency and upright movement. As our ancestors adapted to new landscapes, walking upright allowed us to save energy, freeing up resources that were then directed toward brain development. Instead of building muscular strength, our bodies prioritized mental strength. This shift paved the way for the most remarkable part of our brain to develop, the prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex, our mental command center. This area, located right behind the forehead, plays a crucial role in what scientists call executive functions. These functions allow us to solve problems, concentrate for long periods, and control emotional impulses. It acts like the brain's CEO, managing our goals, actions, and social behavior. The development of this region is believed to be the reason humans can plan for the future, resist temptations, and act with long-term goals in mind. Without this structure, our behavior would be erratic, driven more by impulse than by thoughtful consideration. Damage to this region results in changes so dramatic that a person may lose their sense of responsibility or ability to connect emotionally with others. It's this part of the brain that is largely responsible for the differences between human behavior and that of other animals. The three-tier brain, from reptilian to human complexity. Inside every human brain lies a structure built layer upon layer through millions of years of evolution. The innermost part is known as the brainstem, often referred to as the reptilian brain. This structure is responsible for basic survival tasks like breathing, heart rate regulation, and sleep cycles. These processes run constantly, even without conscious thought, ensuring that our bodies remain functional day and night. The mammalian brain, emotions and instincts. Sitting above the brainstem is what scientists call the mammalian brain, which manages instinctive survival behaviors such as feeding, reproduction, and defense. Key structures here include the amygdala and the hippocampus. The amygdala is central to emotional experiences. It helps generate feelings like fear, anger, and pleasure, and stores memories linked to those emotions. The hippocampus, on the other hand, handles memory conversion, turning short-term information into long-term knowledge. These structures are vital for emotional learning and memory formation. The sensory hub, processing the world around us. Also found in this middle brain layer is the thalamus, which works as the brain's relay station. It gathers information from all the senses and routes it to the appropriate parts of the brain. This process is essential for making sense of the world, from what we see and hear to what we touch and smell. Together, these areas form a vital system that helps us react to and understand our environment. The cortex, the outer shell of human intelligence. Encasing all the older brain structures is the cerebral cortex, often called the human brain. This outer layer, though thin, is massive in area and rich in function. When unfolded, it stretches out to roughly the size of a baby's blanket. It is packed with billions of neurons forming networks that process speech, vision, memory, and complex thought. Though it may appear uniform, this layer is divided into specialized zones, each handling distinct tasks. This part of the brain is responsible for the thinking, language, and imagination that define humanity. War and discovery, how brain maps were born. Interestingly, our understanding of the brain's internal structure took a leap during the early 20th century due to wartime injuries. Advances in battlefield medicine meant more people survived head trauma. Studying these injuries helped scientists pinpoint specific brain functions. When damage occurred to isolated parts of the cortex, patients would often exhibit unusual behaviors. Over time, this allowed researchers to map the brain's functions region by region. Bigger brains, riskier births, the price of intelligence. As humans evolved, our brains grew larger. However, the human birth canal did not widen accordingly. This mismatch between head size and birth passage created a major biological challenge. Many births were risky, and survival rates dropped. The solution evolution came up with was unusual: give birth earlier, when the baby's head was still small. This decision introduced a completely new stage in development: childhood. While most animals become independent within weeks or months, human children require years of care. This extended developmental phase allowed the brain to continue growing and learning after birth. The rise of childhood, learning beyond the womb. The concept of a long childhood had enormous evolutionary advantages. It provided a crucial window for learning and mental development. Children became specialists in absorbing knowledge, even though they couldn't contribute much physically for many years. But this arrangement worked only if adults survived long enough to teach and protect them. Thus, humans had to find new ways to safeguard themselves, and they did it not with strength, but with cooperation. Strength in numbers, cooperation as a survival tool. Unlike many other species, humans relied heavily on group strategies. Facing a dangerous animal alone often meant certain death. But a small group, coordinating their actions, could outsmart even large predators. This need for teamwork led to a critical social development: the ability to consider others' needs and perspectives. We learned to align our goals with those of others, creating shared strategies for survival. Understanding others, the birth of social intelligence. To collaborate effectively, humans had to understand each other's thoughts, feelings, and motivations. This gave rise to what scientists now call theory of mind, our ability to imagine what someone else might be thinking or feeling. This isn't limited to emotions, we also use it to make sense of behaviors. For example, when we hear that someone died after their spouse passed away, we intuitively understand the possibility of death from grief. This ability to read mental states is unique to humans and influences every part of social life, from choosing a partner to raising children. Predicting minds, the foundation of language, art, and more. Theory of mind laid the foundation for many of the skills that distinguish us from all other animals. Language, art, even mathematics may all stem from our need to predict and understand the minds of others. By imagining what others are thinking or feeling, we can communicate abstract ideas, tell stories, solve problems, and build complex societies. This mental skill operates so automatically that we rarely notice it, but it is fundamental to everything we do, from personal relationships to cultural achievements. What our brain's past tells us about learning today. Understanding how the brain evolved and how it works gives us valuable insights into how humans learn. We don't just absorb facts, we constantly connect them to existing knowledge, think in symbols, and evaluate social cues. Our brains are wired for improvisation, empathy, and exploration. These ancient traits continue to shape how we acquire knowledge, interact with others, and grow intellectually. Thank you, and let's stay connected. Thank you for joining me on this journey of discovery. If you found this video valuable, imagine what you'll learn next. Subscribe to Wisdom Forge and hit the bell icon so you never miss. White heavy checkmark, more thought-provoking content. White heavy checkmark, practical wisdom for everyday life. White heavy checkmark, the tools to unlock your full potential. Drop a comment below. I'd love to hear your biggest takeaway or what topics you'd like to see next. Until next time, keep growing, keep learning.